Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. We're going to be looking at the Superstars V8 racing game released for Xbox 360 and PS3 and PC and probably a lot of other stuff. As you can see, it's made by video game megastars Blackbean and Milestone. No, I've never heard of them either. I think one of them made the WRC games on PS3 and I think Superbikes. But I don't know much about these companies. But they released a game of the International Superstar series, which is surprising because you don't get a lot of one-make video games. But this was a budget title, I think released in 2010, based on the 2009 series, possibly the 2008 series. It makes Superstars look really, really interesting. But yeah, we're going to have a look at this game, so remember to subscribe. And let's begin.
Welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport.
So this game doesn't have every single driver in the series, but it has most of the cars. You've got BMWs and Jaguars and Audis, and of course Scorpios and... Wait, Mustard? What the hell's a Mustard? Barricade? Cluster? What are these? What the hell's a cluster? Okay, so they didn't get all the rights to the cars, and they've had to make some interesting choices for names, but at least they got actual tracks. Although only 10 of them, most of them being in Italy. But you know, you got some good ones here in Kyalami and Valencia. So when you get into a game, you'll notice that firstly the graphics really aren't too bad for a 2010-2009 budget title. It looks pretty good by Xbox 360 racing game standards. The controls feel very arcadey. But the cars are quite slippery and it is very satisfying when you get it right. It's a little bit loose. And it doesn't feel very simulation. Like if you want a simulation racer, go for the obvious ones. Gran Turismo, Forza, whatnot. This is not for you. This is very much a very simplistic arcade racer. Like I said, it looks okay. The problem with this game is it's way too easy. This is on medium, and as you can see, quite simply carving my way through the field, not even really trying very hard. On easy mode, it's ridiculous. You can literally pull 10 to 15 seconds a lap if you're good. Even if you're not, you'll win with ease. Now, if you want a challenge, you have to put it on hard mode or legendary, and even then, it doesn't take long to get used to it, and you will pretty much complete this game in a few hours. I have a problem with the rain. Whilst the thunder effects are good, there is no actual rain. It is just a wet track. And whilst that may not make a big difference to you, they have basically made the track shinier for the wet races. It's not, you know, special. There's nothing really outstanding about this game. The damage effects are literally your front bumper hanging off and your rear bumper hanging off. Beyond that, there's nothing. You can't really spin other cars around unless you really, really try, which is fine. You shouldn't be doing that anyway. But, you know, it's kind of funny sometimes. And it'd be nice to just knock cars out of the way when they're kind of just getting on your nerves. But you can't. The AI is simple. They pretty much drive around as if on a Skeletrix track. And they don't really do anything you wouldn't expect them to do. They literally seem to have a set time to get round the track and a set line to take. And you never really see them deviate from that. Occasionally you might see one go off. But really, it's as basic a racer as you will ever find. That's not to say it's terrible. As I said, the controls are actually oddly satisfying. If you can put a really good lap together, the arcadiness of it, I think it really does help it. Maybe it would make it stand out a little bit. But it's just surprising they'd make a game for this series. I never remember this series in particular being extremely popular. I remember people watching it, but not enough to make a game out of it. There was never a DTM game or a British Touring Car game around this time. But for some reason, the International Superstars V8 series did get its own game, with clusters and mustards and barricades galore. It has most of the drivers you'd expect, and if you ever wanted to be Gianni Morbidelli driving around in an Audi, you can do it in this game. That's a weird fetish to have, but I'm not going to judge you. I've thought about it myself many a time. I must say I'm kind of glad this game exists. And it's maybe one of the odder ones in my collection. But once you've done a few races here and there really isn't that much more to it. Training is literally just time attack, but without an actual challenge. You just drive around setting times, getting used to the game. You have a championship, but it's only 10 races. It doesn't take long. Probably the best part is the Superstars licenses. There's 4 different kinds of challenges, 5 in each, and it's literally like checkpoint challenge, racing against one car, scenarios from the races. Some of them are actually pretty good, and this will occupy you for maybe an hour or two. It won't take you very long, and it won't take too many tries, but it's probably one of the better parts of the game. And of course you get the trophies and achievements if that's what you're really after, although there are a few online ones, so if you're buying the game now you will not be getting those, because I doubt anyone's playing this online anymore. Kind of a shame. It'd be good to bring it back. There's not really much more to say about it than that. This is really, I wouldn't even call it a 5 out of 10 game. It's very average. It's basic. But they did a good enough job for what you'd expect. It's just a bit shallow. Like the championship mode, even on legend difficulty, giving it time to get used to that level against the AI and the controls. It won't take you too long. Once you've done 3 quick races at legend difficulty, you'll have it down. And you'll knock out a championship in around an hour or so. The challenges maybe take you another hour. There's other unlockables. You can unlock race videos and pictures. And to do that, you have to win 5 races with every team. Win the championship. Stuff like that. Unlock all the challenges as platinum level. It won't take you very long if that's what you really want to do. You can just set it to 1 lap, put yourself on pole, put it on easy mode, and you'll cruise through those. But the graphics are good enough, the controls smooth enough to make it entertaining enough that you might want to pick up and play it for a while. It has a good mixture of tracks, even if there aren't many of them, and they're well done. It's a finely put together game. I've definitely played a lot worse. You can't say fairer than that. Now, of course, something like this would never get a sequel. Or would it? Okay, it did. We'll be coming back to the sequel later in the week. But for now, V8 Superstars Racing, or Superstars V8 Racing, whichever way around it was, on the Xbox 360 gets a sort of timid thumbs up. Not great, never set the world on fire, but it is absolutely 100% superbly okay. So, with that, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.